Donna, you're out of the clear blue sky.
Yes, it's a surprise to me, too, considering I already have my own attorney.
Oh, if you have your own attorney, where is he?
Jeffrey said that he would be coming.
Well, wherever he is, I'm sure he's not as good as Griffin.
Well, thanks, Buzz, even though I know you're not too sure about that yourself.
Oh, come on. Your law degree may be a little dusty, but Ross wouldn't have sent you over if he didn't think you were great.
Well, actually, Ross is pretty much overwhelmed right now over his wife and kids being hurt in that car accident. That's why he asked me to step in for him.
I had no idea you'd be here.
Oh, come on, you guys. What's the difference? We're all here for the same reason, to get Jen out of jail. You think you can do that, Griff?
I'll do the best I can, Buzz.
Buzz, I don't think this is going to work.
Look at me. Did I say I was going to help you or not?
Hey, Robinson, the judge come up with a decision?
Basically, Your Honor has a big problem with all this, which means, Miss Bradshaw, you still have a big problem.
Mother, I miss you so much. I miss talking to you, and I miss getting your advice, even if I hardly ever listen to it. Mother, I messed up in a big way this time.
Try.
Get the doctor!
Oh, but you spent your water. Let me please.
Doesn't matter. Get the doctor quickly.
Are you all right, Vanessa?
Please, something's happened. Go.
So these sonograms are pretty accurate, right? I mean, you can actually tell the due date by the size of the baby.
That's correct.
Yeah, but every pregnancy is different, Josh.
That's so true.
Yeah, the size of every baby would be different.
Oh, that's a good point.
Mr. Lewis, not only are ultrasounds safe, they are highly accurate. They can calculate a baby's conception almost to the day. Ask your wife. As a nurse, Annie knows how remarkable this technology is.
So you're saying that you're not only going to tell us the due date, you're going to tell us the date of the conception?
Oh, yes. I find that most couples want to know where they were when they made their little miracle. I don't normally call for an ultrasound at this stage of the pregnancy. We usually wait until the patient is a little further along.
I thought you said this was standard procedure.
Honey, that's exactly why I didn't want him to come, Doctor. You have to excuse my husband.
Hold
He's
on,
a
wait
worrywart.
a second. You just said that it's not normal to do an ultrasound at this time. What do you mean by that?
At this many number of weeks into the pregnancy, no, I wouldn't. I want to explore why Annie's experiencing minor cramping.
Cramping? Are you experiencing some kind of a pain? Why didn't you tell me about this? Where are you?
In her lower abdomen.
Josh, I didn't want to tell you because ever since I became pregnant, you have been concerned about everything.
I know that I have been a part of this pregnancy prior to this time, but I want to be. I want to be a part of this.
Being here for this ultrasound is the perfect way to start.
You can't.
Why?
Because I didn't drink the water that I was supposed to drink before I came in here today, Doctor. I am so sorry. Now the sonogram isn't going to make an accurate reading.
Annie, you know that in order to do this test, it requires a full bladder.
Yeah.
Medical professionals are always the worst when it comes to their own health care.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Lewis, would you mind getting a little water for your wife?
No problem.
Thank you.
The nurse will help you.
Okay.
Doctor, I really don't want to waste your time here.
Oh, not at all, my dear. I'm anxious to see the results of this ultrasound so we can determine more about your condition.
Yeah, but I haven't been cramping for a long time. Really, I feel fine now. I am so sorry about this mix-up. Why don't I just go see your RN right now? And she can take some blood and we can do a triple screening. Then we can just postpone the sonogram for another day. Thank you.
Relax, Annie. We can get all of this done today. The AFP test and the sono.
So you can have a complete checkup. That sounds great.
You have enough time for that?
Oh, no problem. My receptionist buzzed me as you came in. My next appointment canceled.
Great.
I know you always loved me no matter how much I messed things up. You did. And it took us a while, but we started to understand each other, and I could really, God, really use your advice right now. I just keep screwing things up with the people that I love, and I don't know why. I really need some help trying to make sense out of everything that's happening with Hart. And I just wish you were here. Because I know you would tell me the right things. You always knew the right things to say.
I know how you feel. Bottom line is, Miss Bradshaw has already proven herself to be a flight risk.
Oh, hold on. Come on, Robbins.
Don't make this any worse. Just let the man finish.
Thank you, Miss Bradshaw. Maybe Mr. Cooper forgot our last meeting, but I haven't.
No, I haven't forgotten that I didn't belong in jail any more than she
The
belongs
point
in
is
jail.
that
You
Miss
knew that,
Bradshaw
Robbins.
has no ties to the community. She does not live in Springfield, no family in Springfield.
She's got many respected friends.
Be that as it may, Mr. Williams, our position is that she's only returned to ply her trade as a jewel thief. And she's already jumped bail once that we know of.
I came back to Springfield, Mr. Robinson. If that isn't a show of faith, I don't know what is.
Let me ask you a question, Miss Bradshaw. What would have happened if Mr. Cooper hadn't come after you?
Don't answer that, Jenna.
When you hopped on that plane to Dallas, you had no intention of coming back.
That isn't...
Oh, come on. The lady's just trying to get herself out of a crummy situation here. She has a little boy, 1.5 years old. He's wondering when he's going to see his mother. Come on, man. Look, what do you think you're going to accomplish by keeping her behind bars?
I know what's
I didn't say I was going to talk. I don't
I know what's likely to happen if I put you back on the street. You're going to pull another quick ice.
You don't know anything about me. He doesn't.
I swear to it, she won't.
I'm sure the taxpayers would appreciate me taking your word, Mr. Cooper.
Ah, come on. You're not running for election here. Come on, listen to the facts. Frank, come on, help me.
I'm going to help you, all right? I mean, whether you like it or not.
What are you doing?
Come on.
Frank, what?
You know, Dad, you're doing great here. I gotta tell you something. At this rate, you're going to get Jenna sentenced up to 30 years without parole.
Oh, Frank, come on.
Where can I find Jenna Bradshaw?
Who's asking? Andrew Bolton, attorney at law.
Jeffrey Morgan hired me to get his wife released.
Oh, yeah? Well, you're too late. Miss Bradshaw has an attorney.
Hey, hold on a second, Dad.
What?
Wait a minute. If this gentleman's been hired by Jenna's husband, then, you know, at least you should maybe listen to him.
Okay, let me explain. Miss Bradshaw doesn't need your help. She doesn't want it. Leaving. Tell your employer, Mr. Morgan, thanks, but no thanks.
Hey, Dad, maybe we should just let Jenna decide who she wants to represent her.
Jenna knows who she wants to represent her. She wants Griffin to represent her.
I'd rather hear that from Miss Bradshaw herself, if you don't mind. Now, Jeffrey said...
I don't care what Jeffrey said. You go to Jeffrey, you go to Mr. Morgan, and you give him a message from Mr. Cooper. Say that any more threats hurled at Ms. Bradshaw will be ignored. She's not going to cave in.
Dad, cool.
Miss Bradshaw wants to take control of her own life. She does not want to be beholden to Mr. Morgan, and Mr. Cooper's going to make sure she doesn't. Now, you have a choice. You can leave right now on your own, or I can make you eat the pavement outside. And before you reply to that, this is my son. He's a police officer, but still my son.
Dad.
Guess whose side he's on?
Dad, will you shut up? Miss Bradshaw's got counsel. Great. I don't need this aggravation. Hey, listen. I'll let the best chance of Lady Jenna walking out the door right now. What's going on with you? You're not even thinking here. Oh, you know what? That's so true. You're not thinking at all because you're running around half crazed.
Frank, I'm trying to protect her.
Yeah, well, you know what? She's going to pay the price for your protection.
You don't know the whole story, Frank.
Then why don't you tell me?
That guy Bolton is here to deliver her to Morgan. He will destroy her.
How do you know that?
I know, and I got a gut feeling.
I don't think that's where your feeling is, Dad.
Frank, I promised her I'd get her out of this, you know? But I can't do it alone, Frank.
No, no. Don't you dare
Frank,
look at me.
Frank, come on, Frank, come on. You can get to Robinson. You can make this fly.
I only have a badge. I don't have a law degree.
Yeah, exactly, Frank. You're in the police department. You're one of Springfield's finest. That does count. And you're a good talker. I mean, not as good as your old man, but you're a good talker.
Oh, Dad, the only thing you've gotten Jenna is a whole lot of grief.
Frank.
Okay, Dad.
Fine.
What is your big idea?
I like coming out here around now. This was Vanessa's favorite time of the day.
Yeah, I remember.
She said the rough edges of the world softened. Something about the body's internal clock. I'm not exactly sure the way she put it, but...
Yeah, I know. I sat with her a couple of times in the gazebo watching twilight fall. She loved that.
Yeah, like that poem she loved.
Oh, yeah.
How'd that go?
It is a beauteous evening, calm and free.
The holy time is as quiet as a nun, breathless with adoration. The broad sun...
Is sinking down into its tranquility.
Yeah. Well, I know how to
Something
script
like that.
Wordsworth, don't I?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, Mrs. Huntington would definitely have taken back my gold star if she heard me attempt to recite that.
Mrs. Huntington?
Mm-hmm. I was 11th grade elocution. Vanessa signed me up while I was going to high school here for a while. You know, she had a thing with words.
Yeah, she taught me everything I know about literature.
Well, I'm sure you taught her a few things, too.
She had a way of putting things in perspective, you know, always putting a positive spin on it. When life hands you lemons.
Make lemonade.
Your mom knew how to talk. She knew how to listen, too. I mean, she was really good at listening to what people were saying. I mean, verbally, but also what they were saying inside.
I know.
I remember one time I got mad at... One time. I got mad a lot, but I mean, one time in particular, I got mad at the country club because there was a bunch of people from Lewis Oil there, and they were talking about me and your mom. I mean, and I could hear them. And I got really ticked off, and I was ready to, you know, get up and go say something to them. But your mom was just so cool.
What did she do?
Nothing. She said, that's their problem, not ours. She said, why would you waste time and energy on something you're never going to change? So, I've been working on that.
What?
Not wasting time.
Oh, yeah? Well, how's it working for you?
Well, some days are better than others. You know, I'm not Vanessa, but I'm a pretty good listener.
I know you are, but I'm sure that I've bored you enough with my problems lately, Matt.
Dying to hear Vanessa's daughter, I'd do. I got an idea. Why don't you come with me?
Where?
You'll see.
All right, drink it all down now. Chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. Sorry, bad joke.
Why, because I usually be a drunk?
Well, that's obviously not the way I meant it.
Josh, I can't be so sensitive about it. To teach me one good trait. Who would have guessed I would have had to do it during my pregnancy, huh?
You really are something, you know that?
You think so?
Well, I just, I guess I don't say it enough, but, I'm very proud of you. The way that you stayed clean and sober, you committed to that, and you've honored that commitment.
Thank you. You have no idea what that means to me to hear you say that.
I just know that you're working hard on your sobriety for you and for the baby.
And for us. I want us to look forward to a joyous future, Josh. Just think about it. You and I, We are going to have a beautiful little baby.
Right. Right. And, you know something? We're not going to see that beautiful little baby on that screen until you finish this last cup of water. So here you go.
Oh, no.
Got to finish strong in the water sports Olympics,
We
right?
don't really need to do this today.
Drink away. Come on.
How are we getting along in here? Did you drain Lake Michigan yet?
We're working on it.
As soon as you do, we'll be able to see the image of the baby growing inside you. How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel like I want to explode.
Sounds great to me.
I can see how anxious this daddy is to get a look. You don't want to disappoint him, do you, Annie?
Oh, no. Here, thank you, honey.
Okay.
Okay.
It's very simple. I'm going to spread some gel over your abdomen.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Did I hurt you?
No, it's just cold.
That sensation will disappear in a moment. This instrument is designed to pick up sound waves from parts of the baby's body. Now, the great part is it allows visualization of the baby without the hazards of X-rays. Mr. Lewis, if you would watch this screen, you should be able to see your baby. See? There's the heart.
Wow.
There's some spinal development here.
That's really amazing, you know that?
It's better than TV,
I
isn't
mean,
it?
I just can't believe that that's our baby that's growing inside of you. That's just incredible.
Okay, I'm going to take some measurements now so we can determine exactly how far along this baby is. To determine the due date, we take measurement from here to here. Now, judging by the fetal size, I'd say this baby is... Wait a minute. What's this?
What?
I seem to see a small mass there. You know, Annie, that discomfort you've been having, I think I found the cause of it.
What is that?
I see indications of an ovarian cyst. The corpus luteum is sustained by the hormone HCG. But by this stage of the pregnancy, it usually shrinks.
So how far along are you? Annie? Annie? Annie, what's going on? Annie? What's happening? Easy,
Blood
easy.
pressure is skyrocketing.
Relax.
You're not on any
Breathe.
medication, right?
No, I'm not. I'm okay now. Please just
Slow
get this
down.
thing off.
Slow down.
I just panicked a little bit when you told me that I had a cyst. I don't want anything to go wrong with this baby.
Well, of course not, but there's no reason to think that it will. As I said, cysts of this nature are not all that uncommon. But you really need to be very vigilant for the next few months.
What exactly do you mean by that?
I want you to take it easy. Keep your feet up.
I don't want to treat this pregnancy like an illness, doctor.
Of course not. I'm not suggesting that you should.
I'm a nurse. I have a job.
Look, Annie, I'm not telling you to stop all activity. But if this high blood pressure persists, it could pose a problem. You know as well as I do the prescription for pre-eclampsia. It's complete bed rest.
I know. I'd hate that.
Yes, so in order to forestall a more serious condition, I want you to make sure that you avoid all stressful situations. And you can forget about doing any heavy lifting for the next few
You
months.
should have taken that job with Alan Spaulding.
Josh, it was just part-time. and
I'm just
love my
saying
job.
that-
Anyway, we don't want to bog down Dr. Kumar with my professional life.
Okay.
We'll talk about this when we get home.
Well, you do that. But, Danny, I got to tell you this. I'm on your husband's side. He wants only what's best for you and the baby.
Yeah, I know that.
Well, why don't you get dressed?
Okay.
And please make an appointment on your way out with the receptionist.
Yeah,
For the blood test.
No problem.
And we'll do the sonogram another time.
Okay. And as far as her obeying your orders go, you don't have to worry about that, all right? I'm going to make sure that she does that. Even if I have to stay by her side every minute.
Hey, I'd like to tell you how much I appreciate everything you've done. No, really, I do. But my situation with Jeffrey is of my own making.
Well, you never asked for help. I volunteered. Sort of pro bono.
I'll never be able to thank you enough.
I know you like to be self-reliant. But I just couldn't help myself. You know me.
Indeed I do.
Just a sucker for damsels in distress.
Buzz,
What?
I have to go and finish what I started with Jeffrey, and there's nothing more you can do in that regard. But no matter what happens, no matter how it comes out, I think you ought to know.
I know. You think I'm a fool, but useful in a pinch, but still a fool. Like some other people. Oh, my goodness. Mr. Robinson looks upset. The judge must have accepted the offer.
What offer? What did you do, Griffin? You didn't mention
I
it.
just found out myself. It seems that Buzz has been working some overtime.
What did you do?
Congratulations, Jenna. This is your lucky day.
Wait a minute. Does this mean that I'm free to go?
You're off with 90 days of community service and accelerated rehab.
Thank you. I'm gonna go get my stuff at the firehouse.
No, not so fast.
Miss Bradshaw, there is another condition to your release.
What condition?
A condition that Judge Whitaker ruled on.
Oh, but of course there's going to be a catch. I should have known.
Nice attitude. I guess some people don't know how good they have it.
And I guess you're going to tell me, Mr. Robinson.
That's right. No, I'm going to tell you. Here's the deal. Jenna Bradshaw, you are in Buzz Cooper's custody for 90 days, the full length of your sentence. You are to live with him, and he is responsible for you.
What? Oh, that's impossible. You're joking, right, Griffin? This is a joke.
From what I recall about Judge Whitaker, he's not much of a joker.
It's just you, me, and little Henry. I'm responsible for you.
That is impossible. I have never heard of anything so ridiculous in my entire life. You can't just hand me off to Buzz and make him my jailer. That's preposterous.
Taylor, I thank you.
Excuse me, but I was under the impression that this offer was made in good faith, that Detective Cooper had the consent of Miss Bradshaw.
Hey, no, wait. It's just a misunderstanding here.
This
That's
is
all.
rubbish. This is more than a misunderstanding. It's the
Jenna.
blunder of the century.
Jenna, before you jump all over it, let Frank finish explaining the terms of the probation.
All right. Here are the rules, and this applies to you, too.
Frank, I don't have to listen to the rules. I made the rules.
What? This was your idea?
You wanted out of this mess.
Oh, and into a bigger one. Thank you.
Can we, start here? These are Judge Whitaker's stipulations here. Jenna is only permitted to go to her community service work and home. Anywhere else, she is to be escorted by Buzz Cooper. There will be periodic checks to establish that this indeed is where she is residing.
Frank, do you want to talk to me as though I'm standing right in front of you?
If you break any of these terms of this probation agreement, you'll be serving the rest of your time behind bars. Is that clear?
No, it's bloody impossible.
Fine. I'll tell Judge Whitaker.
Oh, wait, yeah, hold on just a second. Think about this.
I have thought about this.
Well, think harder. Go over there to the assistant DA and say you accept the offer.
But who do you think you're talking to
Come on,
here?
you think you're above this? It's what you want.
How do you know what I want?
Look, take the offer. Then we'll go home and we'll talk about it there.
It's your home we'd be going back to.
It's a lot sweeter than a jail cell.
Miss Bradshaw, I'm afraid I'm due back in court in 10 minutes. Have you made up your mind?
Wait a second, wait. You'll be in the slammer 3 months. You won't see Henry. He'll visit you there.
All right, I accept the terms. Mr. Robinson.
You can tell Vivian Grant that we won't be needing her today. I have to do the paperwork with Miss Bradshaw.
Okay.
If you'll come with me, we'll go to court with your counselor, and we'll make this official.
Dad, hope you know what you got yourself into.
This was Vanessa's place. We used to come here and talk.
So why did you want to bring me here?
Well, I figured, whatever it was special about this speech. You know, whatever it did for us, maybe it'll help me to figure out what to say to you.
You know, When you found me earlier, I was actually talking to my mother. I was telling her how much I've screwed up my life and how everything I touch turns to garbage.
That's not true, Dinah.
Yes, Matt, it is. I wreck every relationship that I get into.
Well, really, I wasn't aware of that. Oh, well, if that's the case, I guess it's hopeless. We might as well just pack it in and go home, huh?
Okay. You're right. You have a long way to go in the compassion department before you catch up with my mother.
Yeah, well, if your mother was around, she would sit here and listen to you wallow in self-pity. And you just hit a rough patch with Hart, that's all.
A rough patch? No. Hart told me that he thinks we need to spend time apart. That's the polite kiss-off. Believe me, I've heard it enough to know what it sounds like.
Thought you and Hart were pretty good together.
Yeah, well, I thought we were great, so I guess we were both wrong.
Yeah, well, you would know. I mean, nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors. Or what makes a relationship work or not.
Well, you made one work, didn't you?
Yeah, well, I was with the right woman, and I didn't doubt that from the moment I fell in love with her.
See, I don't think that I could ever not doubt anything. I mean, maybe I'm just not meant to be in a lasting relationship. Hart said that I confuse him. You know, one day he knows who I am, and then the next day I act like somebody that he doesn't know. So that's it. I mean, I think that maybe it's just time for me to accept what it is I really am.
I didn't imagine it. It happened.
Sensation is a tricky thing, Vanessa. Sometimes the mind thinks something so hard that the body actually believes it's true.
But it is true. It happened. Go ahead. I'll show you.
Vanessa,
Try.
I know how much you want this treatment to work.
Please. Just take a little bit of water and splash it on me. Go on. I felt it. You put it on my leg. I felt the water. I felt the water on my skin. My feeling is coming back.
Yes. It seems so.
You know, you could at least thank me for all this.
Buzz, you had no right to put me into this impossible situation.
No, darling, an impossible situation would be a room at the big house. I don't see why you think this is such a bad deal.
You don't see why?
No, I mean, here you are at the firehouse. You can get back on your feet. I'll look after little Henry. What's so bad about that? I mean, it's not the Ritz, but, you know, you say you've had fond memories here. So I don't have curtains. Sue me.
It's not about curtains.
Then what is it about? Why are you having such a hard time with this?
Shall I spell it for you? Jeffrey.
Isajerk.
My husband isn't going to take this lying down. You know, he is going to come back.
To claim what's his?
This isn't funny, Buzz. I don't want you in the middle of this mess that I have with Jeffrey.
Oh, I can take care of myself. Come
You
on.
don't know this man, and even this wonderful macho act of yours isn't going to distract him one
I
little.
can handle anything he sends my way.
Well, it isn't just that.
Oh. Here it comes. Spill it.
You are responsible for me. I don't want you in that position.
Look, you were in a jam. I wanted to help out. I don't have a problem with responsibility.
Well, I do. I don't want to have to answer to anyone for my actions.
Why not? Why don't you? I made a good faith deal with the court, you know. I'm not the only one the judge took a chance on. If you're hatching a scheme, I'm entitled to know what it is. Are you planning something or not?
You screw up. I was born a screw up. But that's okay, because you need screw-ups in the world. Make the normal people look normal, right? I mean, really. Without bad people, good people don't look so hot. It's all relative.
Why don't you stop putting yourself down?
I'm not. I'm finally, for the first time in my life, I'm accepting myself for who I really am. I'm a square peg.
You're not a square peg.
No, it's a metaphor, Matt. What I'm saying is that I'm not going to try to fit in anymore. I'm going to accept who I am, and I'm just going to face it. That's it.
You know what you need? You need some time alone away from all men, I think, just to kind of get your bearings, to get your feet back on the ground.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm still standing here, aren't I?
And maybe in time you'll meet somebody. In fact, in time you will meet somebody who will accept you as you are and appreciate what you have to offer. That way you won't walk around here questioning who you are.
You don't get what I'm saying, do you? I'm not the kind of girl that a guy wants to take home to meet his mother. You know? I mean, maybe I'm the pretty one that they'll stare at and we'll go home for a night, spend a night, maybe two. But I'm not the kind of girl that guys want to marry.
Dinah, you're a good person. You're loving, you're caring,
No, I'm not. I tried to be that. I tried to be the good little farm girl and a dutiful fiancé, but it didn't work out very well.
You know what? Right now, you're angry, and you're upset, and... You know, from what I hear, your mother was the same way that you are when she was your age.
Right.
Exactly.
But my mother, she turned out to be perfect. She turned out to be the kind of woman that a man wants to spend the rest of his life with. Now, you tell me the truth, Matt. Am I the kind of woman that a man could ever feel that way about?
Please, honey, I'm not an invalid.
Yeah, I'm just saying that the doctor told you to avoid stress, and the Spauldings thrive on stress. You just walk into their house, you can see it all over the place, the tension.
You know, I really appreciate you being so concerned for me. I do. It is very sweet and very sexy.
No, listen, don't change the subject, okay? I'm just thinking about the baby.
So am I. That's all I think about. I would never do anything to hurt this child. Believe me.
Then, Annie, please, for the sake of the child, quit your job.
Oh, what about me? Huh? Every baby book that you read said if the mother is happy, then the baby is happy. It is for my mental health. I am not going to get stressed out. I promise.
Well, I don't think that's possible. Not with a guy like Alan Spaulding. He's a slave driver.
Not anymore. I mean, we are making huge strides in his physical therapy, and his personality is a lot better. Please, honey, don't worry about me or the baby.
I just can't stop thinking about what happened at the doctor's office.
What do you mean, what happened?
You were hyperventilating. Your blood pressure practically went through the roof.
That was just a weird, isolated incident. That's it.
And on top of that, come here and sit down, please. On top of that, you have this cyst thing going on, Annie. I just don't think we should ignore that.
Dr. Kumar is going to keep an eye on
it. I'm just saying we should be careful. You don't have to work. You don't have to prove yourself to me in that way. I promise that I will take care of you throughout this entire pregnancy. And on top of that, you're going to like it.
Yeah?
I'm going to do everything I can to make this a stress-free environment, starting right here tonight.
Oh, no. I told Katie not to worry about dinner, that I would take care of it.
I'll take care of dinner. I'll cook myself.
You are going to cook?
Yes.
You really do want me to stay on my feet, don't you? Do you hear that little guy? Your father would do anything for you.
Anything at all.
Including ordering takeout.
You don't want me to cook?
I don't want you
all
to
right.
cook.
All right. Chinese, pizza, whatever your heart desires. My dialing finger is poised and ready to go. I'm going to go in the kitchen, get all the takeout menus we have. You can make whatever choice you want. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Who loves you? Oh, Ellen, I'll be there. Ellen, it's Annie. Hi. I'm not going to be able to make it over like I said I would. Yeah. I've got a problem.
You know me, Matt. So you tell me. You think a guy could ever think of me as anything other than a short-term fling? Forget I asked. Obviously, I know the kind of woman that you want. After all, you married my mother.
Well, Doctor, tell me, what do you think?
It doesn't seem to be a neurological aberration. The blood tests continue to show improvement.
Yes. That's good news, isn't it? And I've already moved my hand.
It's another small step, Vanessa. We have no way of knowing how the recovery process will go, or if it will continue at all.
But this is the first time that I've...
We must take this slowly. You mustn't get your hopes up.
Okay. All right. I wouldn't consider contacting my family unless I knew that the treatment were really working.
Yeah, Josh isn't letting me out of his sight. Yeah, it is great, but I can't ease up on Reva now, not when I'm so close to getting what I want.
Here you go.
Oh, you are such a darling. I love you.
Well, where did that come from?
Oh, it came from the spot that it always comes from. Right here. So let's see what we got here. Ooh, we could do Chinese. I don't think the kids were like this.
Well, your trust in me is stunning.
Jenna, I'm responsible for you, like it or not.
Not. I don't like it. Do you think that I'm going to go on a crime spree after you've just sprung me from jail? This isn't going to work, all of us living here, you and me and...
And little Henry, it'll work just fine.
This is not a good place for Henry.
What are you talking about? I showed him the fire pole. He loves it.
Oh, we're going to bribe toddlers. I can see where we're going with this.
Why don't you want to live here?
A dusty old firehouse. Oh, it's not really this girl's dream.
You never had a problem with that before. Come on. I'm just trying to make things easier for you. You were in a jam. I mean, I don't see why you think this is going to be some kind of disaster. What are you really afraid of?
I may have to live with you, but I don't have to stand for this inquisition.
Where are you going?
To wash the stench of jail off my body, then I'm going to pick up my son at Elaney.
I'm coming with you. To pick up Henry. I'm an escort. It's court ordered.
Fine.
You picked these out when we moved in together. Didn't get a monogram, but they're clean. This is going to be a very interesting 90 days.
I still love you, Buzz.
All the day's news report.